Hello, welcome to Duncan Egg Bricks and to a follow-up to my review of set number 10300, the Back to the Future Time Machine. If you haven't seen that video, then I'll link it up in the corner and the description of the video. But if you have, you will know that this set is absolutely fantastic, and I decided that the only thing that would really improve it was to create a stand. So in this video, we're going to be looking at the custom stand that I have designed, as well as how I'm going to go ahead and display it. Now, first things first, I have put this into the Back to the Future 2 guise, so that's with the Mr. Fusion at the back, no lightning rod connector, back with the normal wheel inserts and tyres and nothing on the bonnet. I am also going to be using the wheel flipping function, just like that, just with the lever on the bottom, which is such a good function, and it makes sense to display it like this. Now, how they want you to display it out of the box if you're going to flip the wheels up is using these 1x2 trans clear bricks underneath, and that does mean you can have it just ever so slightly off the surface you're displaying it on, but it doesn't really give the illusion that it's flying, so I want to go ahead and do something a little bit more. I am aware that I did just pull off some 1x2 plates with those bricks, but I will reattach them in a moment. So in terms of creating a stand for this, I had a look around online at what was available, and there are quite a few options. Most of them are the clear acrylic stands that are custom made and you have to order from various websites, which in my opinion are a really good idea. I actually bought a second-hand set, the Darth Vader's Advanced TIE Fighter, which came with one of those stands, and it works really well. However, I wanted to see what I could manage out of actual Lego pieces, so had a rifle through my collection and came up with a little something, and that little something is this. So as you can see, I have made the stand here, and I've also combined it with the little information plaque and minifig stand that come in the set. So first things first, I'll just pop this off and just show you the slight alterations I've made to it. Say alterations, it's really just additions. I've just added a plate along there and then another plate there, leaving a small gap, which enables me to attach it to this wedge plate, which we'll look at in more detail. Otherwise, this hasn't changed, so we'll just put it to one side. So the actual stand itself is fairly simple. I am not a Technic builder. I definitely would never claim to be. So this was my first time actually building anything pretty much out of Technic in its entirety. So yeah, I was a little bit nervous about this, wanted to make something that was strong and that wasn't going to just dump my wonderful model onto the table surface, or even worse, onto the floor and break it. So I thought I would keep it super simple. The base is made of a combination of different Technic bricks. We've got some longer ones along here with some shorter ones just filling in the gaps. And then on each corner, we have these right-angled ones. So you have one length there and then a right angle with a small cutout and then another length down there. And these are all secured together with two long Technic pins with friction, just the most common kind that everybody seems to have hundreds of thousands of. I know I do. And then the main structure is made using Technic lift arms. The front and back, or left and right, however you want to think of it, lift arms are exactly the same length, but as you can see, I've actually made it on an angle. All I've done for this is, first of all, attached it to the top and then linked them together below using these shorter 5 long lift arms. There are actually 3 long pins through there on both of them, so I've got 5 long lift arms on either side to keep things nice and strong. As you can see, there are 2 pinholes free there, but there are 4 free there, and I found this is a good place to secure everything. This is really not going anywhere, despite the fact that without these lift arms, this would be able to rock all over the place. The top section that actually holds the DeLorean is very similar to the bottom section. Again, it's some Technic bricks, longer ones along the side, and then the rectangular ones inside there, which means that you get the proper box shape that's all nice and secure. These are attached to the end, and then on top of that we've got some layered plates with tiles on top to make a nice smooth finish. The only other thing to mention is that there are plates along the bottom just to give a little bit of extra reinforcement and also allow room for this wedge plate here. I did want to do this in black, but I could only find one in my collection in dark bluish grey. I may replace this at some point in the future, but actually once you attach the information plaque back on, it's pretty difficult to see. Only if you flip it up or really look from the edge can you see the dark bluish grey, and once it's in shadow it blends in pretty well with the black around it. I went for black as the main colour, partly because I knew I had a lot of the parts I was going to want in that colour, and also because I wanted to tie it in with other UCS style sets. For instance, the Guardian's ship that I reviewed recently had a black stand, or mostly black, and a lot of the Star Wars UCS sets have black stands. It also helps that you've got this information plaque here, which again lends that kind of UCS feel to it. There's also another set that came out recently, the XL-15 spaceship from the Lightyear range, which I am going to be reviewing very soon, which also came with the stand. So, you know, I think it just nicely matches that theme that they've got going on there. If I was going to make any alterations to this stand, I think I would go ahead and get the tiles to actually tile the top of these Technic bricks off, because it would look a little bit nicer, although I have to say I'm not super worried. Right, time to show you how the DeLorean actually fits onto this stand. It was a bit of a happy accident as I was designing this that I found a way that it went on very easily. So first things first, lift this up, flip the wheels so they're facing down. By the way, these are the slightly modified doors with the 1x8 tiles instead of the cheese slopes. Still not 100% sold on them, but I think they are a big improvement for now. Now, the way that it goes on, it's not actually anchored by any pins or axles or anything, it just rests here. If we see underneath, there are two long Technic lift arms in light bluish grey, which run the length of the middle section of the underside. And this top section is exactly the same width as them, so all you do is slide the two together, position it roughly in the middle. I'll just go from this side so you can see, and it can slide forwards and backwards ever so slightly. It's actually being stopped from going any further forwards and backwards by the red lever in the middle without putting any pressure on it, and also by the ends of that construction. Just notice that's coming ever so slightly loose, probably from me picking it up by the bonnet, so wouldn't advise that. But anyway, it means it's not going anywhere forward and backwards. It's also not going anywhere side to side. Just flip it up so you can see where it is. It's just in that sweet spot there, holding everything in place. Partly the reason why I put the layered plates and tiles was actually to give enough clearance for the red lever so that it wasn't actually interfering with anything. And then if we spin this round, we have got the plaque attached at an angle. It clears it just about there. And if I just bring the camera up ever so slightly and back, just ignore the collection of pieces off to the side, they are for future videos, we get a pretty cool angle. I like the fact that it's 45 degrees there, means you get a view of all down this side, all along the top, and including some of the more intricate details at the back. And I think that looks really, really nice. It is a slight shame about the yellow and white used here for the mechanism, but you know what? I'll just put it down to mechanical detail or greebling, and I think I'm absolutely okay with that. So just coming at it from different angles, looks really great from there. Looks really great from there, and yeah, I think that plaque and the stand really sets everything off and makes it into a even better display piece than it is already. So there we go, that was my stand for set 10300, the Back to the Future Time Machine. The only other thing to say is that I will be making the digital file for this available on Rubricable. If it's not there when this video comes out, it should be uploaded pretty shortly, and I will put a link in the description as well. I'm not actually going to do instructions for this, partly because it's quite a simple construction, and also because making instructions takes quite a long time, and if I did do that, I'd probably want to charge for it, and you know what, with something like this, I'm perfectly happy to give it away for free, and I'm sure the majority of you out there will be able to reverse engineer it from the digital file that I put up. So let me know if you want to try that, and if you have any problems with it, also let me know about that as well. So there we are, there's my stand. Hope you enjoyed my solution for displaying this set. As you know, I really, really like this set, and I think that this way of displaying it just sets everything off perfectly and makes it a fantastic display piece. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. If you did, leave a comment down below, leave the video a like, subscribe to the channel for more, and if you'd like to support me, there's a couple of links in the description below. And I'll see you again very soon.